Hey folks, welcome to 24/7 Comics Collectors Christmas. My name is Carl Choi. I'm the publisher and also your host. Well, today's episode is a fun one. We are going to actually do our very first giveaway, or at least announce the winners of the giveaway. And what's fun about it is we are going to be giving away this Spider-Man #1 exclusive from San Diego Comic-Con. It's a collaboration between Magic the Gathering, so you can see kind of like the little Magic card elements that's part of this cover, and it was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, one per person if you stood in line for like 2.5 hours. So I was able to procure this through our friends at Wizards of the Coast, so thank you very much, Don, as well as the runner-ups will be able to join the club and learn to play Magic. And if you know how to play, you could get some new Spider-Man cards. This is the first collaboration between Spider-Man and Magic the Gathering. Marvel and Magic did a multi-year deal, about 3 years, I think, and they got multiple sets. So I'm super excited. I think today we are also going to go back to our roots. And when I say roots, meaning this is a comic book channel, yet we haven't done that much comic book content. I mean, meaning like content outside of 24/7. So what we're going to do is actually go through the new comic book day pickups today. And while I was at it, I actually caught some footage of my local comic book shop so you could see where I actually shop. Because this last giveaway was so successful, we were shooting for 400 subscribers. You got us to 408 subscribers. So all you who passed our link around, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We have a new goal. That's right. 420 is our next goal. And with 420, what are we going to give away? Pretty much everything I'm going to unpack today. Well, maybe not everything I unpack, but at least all the new pickups. So before I get into it, first like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and welcome to Collector's Christmas. Alrighty, so I am going to dive right into it. Thank you again for everyone who helped us get our subscribers. And so what we're going to do now is actually showcase who won. So let me dive into this window, and how I'm going to do it is to actually show you guys what life is all about here at 24/7 Comics. So before I get into it, we do have a new campaign coming up, and I can say this has been one of the fastest campaigns to hit 100 followers, literally within a few days. So this is Evermind Complete Collection. What a freaking journey. We've been around for about 4 years now, and this is going to be our first OGN, original graphic novel. And it's going to be 6 issues put into this softcover and hardcover collection. And if you want the floppies, they will also be available. And this is basically exclusive to our Kickstarter, our backers, and our community members. Please do us a favor and click notify me on launch. And I can't sign up for my own project, so you're gonna have to help me with this one. Take a moment and sign up for that, and then I'm gonna go right to what we're all here for. All right, guys, so I got everyone loaded up. Wavy Wave, ERD 9988, King Marvel 6255, LAB 11, Close, EZ001, Gala Barnaby 998, Harold Galactus, I watched in the Spider-Verse last week. Lance Sara, what's up, Lance? Newell Turner, we got Marcus Y, what's up, Marcus? Tony Knife, J Double, Boji, Lisa Babes, well, long comment there. Tom McDonald, hey Tom. Timothy Guerrero, hey Timothy, and Ruben the Collector. So I'm going to now figure out who's gonna win. So let's click the spin. Boom. Woo! Wow, ERB Spider-Verse. You are marked for the winner. Congratulations for winning Amazing Spider-Man #1 exclusive. So please email us below at hello@247comics.com, and we will get back to you. Now I'm gonna spin 3 more times because we're gonna give away these decks. So let's see who's next. This is kind of fun, actually. Hey, Mr. Lansaurus! Yay! This video is pure magic. Spider-Verse does not compare to the Carlverse. Oh man, thanks, Lance. Appreciate that. Didn't know there was a Carlverse, but here we go. So I'm gonna contact you. I already have your info, and I'll let you pick which one you want. Classic, Miles, or 2099. I don't know. We'll see. I have an inkling what you're gonna pick. So let's move on to the next one, folks. 2 more. Who can it be? Who can it be? Uh-oh. I Herald Galactus. Congratulations. I watched Into the Spider-Verse last week. Great movie. Congratulations. Again, email us at hello@247comics.com, and we're going to move to our last giveaway. So good luck, everyone. Da-da-da! Guillaume Barnaby. Congrats, everyone who loves the Spider-Verse. Count me in. All right, folks. So you guys all saw it live. We got the winners. And so with that said, I am going to move on to the next segment, which is going to be the unpacking. So before I get into it today, I want to kind of show off my comic book shop. So why don't we jump in, show you my preferred comic book shop, my local shop. It wasn't always my local shop, but it opened up really close to my house. And before this, I used to go to Comics Factory, which, God bless George and the team, was open for 30 plus years. And I think they celebrated their 31st anniversary, and then it was pretty much the last year. Here we go. I'm going to show the video now, and then we'll come right back. Hey folks, Carl Choi over here at Revenge of. This is my local comic book shop. And today I want to talk about comics. We're doing our Collector's Christmas, and I figured it'd be kind of cool just to catch up on what's happening in the comic verse. So I want to take you with me on a tour of my local comic book shop, and I want to do some shopping. Let's check it out. This place is awesome. All right, so we're gonna check out the store. So man, it's an awesome store. I think one of the most unique stores, not just in LA, but pretty much all over the world. The store setup is pretty unique. They do a lot of new, fresh releases here on the left here. And on my right, they have all the graphic novels. What's cool about it is they also have a lot of books. So if you're into like the sci-fi, etc., or even if you're into snacks, there's also a good place to grab some snacks. Now, for those of you who are into gaming, I think this is probably the perfect place for it, because you come in here, you could play a lot of pinball machines. Furthermore, for you gamers, this is kind of a little store that extends into the gaming side of it. And so if you're a Magic Gathering fan, you can definitely check out what's happening here. And there's back issues. It's a little bit more smaller collection, but these days, who's shopping for back issues? Here's maybe some of the recommendations. And I know a lot of our friends are Magic players, so here are the tables. And they're actually going to be expanding through this store to the next location pretty soon. I'm not sure when that's happening, but let's go through, and I'm going to do some shopping today, and I figure it would be cool to just take you guys along for a day out at my LCS. Bag and boarded, ready to go. Let's crack these open when we get back. Alright folks, so here's what I picked up at the comic book shop. And as part of today's show, I also have some unpacking to do. And embarrassingly enough, I have had these pretty much sitting on my floor for like the last 6 or 9 months. But with that said, I'd love to dive into what we got in front of us today. And so, by the way, I am giving away all these books today. So as I go through the books and talk about them, see what you like. And I think what I'm going to go with today is a goal of 420 subscribers, and then just comment below with anything, and also include new comic book day. Tell a friend to join in, and once we hit 420, our giveaway goes live. And it's funny, I never expect this to be a giveaway show, but I feel like a lot of my friends are into it. And to me, I get to also move some of the clutter around. So first place prize, we'll pick 3 from this pile, and then second place we'll pick 2, and then third place we'll pick 1. Don't you worry, because I have great taste, and so no matter what place you get, you'll get something great. All right, so let's talk about what we have here. I'll just start with this first one. Okay, so why this is important is because this was all the headlines a few weeks ago when Jock's cover, Detective 880 by Scott Snyder as the writer. This is back in 2011. It sold for $288,000 on Heritage Auctions. I mean, Bleeding Cool News was covering it. All the big news channels were covering it because this is considered modern art. I mean, this piece is 2011, so 15 years old. So for modern art to sell at this price is pretty amazing. When I saw this at the comic shop today, it was kind of cool because I was like, hey, these guys are milking it. I mean, it's super foil. I couldn't help but grab it. And so I'll do a little mini unboxing here, right? I mean, look at this thing. It's freaking awesome. I had to grab it. And so this is basically what's really cool about it. And I think the coolest part was this. Do you guys remember this? This was 14, 15 years ago. I was going through like a quarter life crisis. And I remember I went to Vancouver and I rented a car and I drove north all the way through Yukon territories. Then made a left into Alaska, landed in Fairbanks, and then drove south to through Delaney, and then ended up in Anchorage. And I watched this movie. So it's crazy that we're opening this book because this thing brought me a lot of memories. And honestly, I didn't hate the movie, man. I know Ryan Reynolds makes fun of it all the time, but I thought it was cool. I never read this book before, so it's pretty cool how they're kind of reprint it in whole. I don't know if it's just because the files are saved a certain way. I look forward to reading this book. If you know what this story is about, oh, this is freaking vicious. I love it. It's straight up a horror movie. But if you know what this is about, feel free to comment below and share your favorite scene from this, because the cover itself is iconic. I can't say the interiors are speaking to me in one way or another, but this Jock cover was definitely something. For me, when I look at real art like this, and not to mention what it's sold for, but dude, like DC Smart, they pumped the price to $6.99. So I'm not sure what the original cover price was, but do you think they got their money from the publicity of the sales of the art? Yeah, heck yeah. And would you pay $300K for the modern cover? I'm not sure, man. All right, so this second one, Marvel Rivals cover by Simone DeMio, the hottest game in town is Marvel Rivals. I feel like it's completely taken over the attention of folks. It's the talk of the town, and a lot of speculators in the comic book industry actually buy a lot of the Marvel Rivals covers. And I think it was like a baby Galactus, that's part of the character, and like baby Shark, something Jeff the Shark, that has done very well. So my buddy Matt DiTullio, his artist Simone DeMio actually did this cover, and so I remember this because Matt has shown me the original art to it all. And literally, when I saw this on the newsstand today, I said, "Holy crap! I need to maybe call Matt for the cover." Until now, I opened it up, and when I open it up, it just, I don't know if it's just me, it's just my thing, but when it just the art just looks so different, it just takes me out of it, man. Like look at this, Simone, and then nothing against whoever the interior artist is, but it's just so different. Like it's almost like they're targeting a whole different audience. And so I think it's definitely more of like a kids comic. At least it looks like one. I'll probably give it a read anyways. But you tell me if you guys know about the story surrounding Marvel Rivals. I'd love to know. But I just feel like it's almost like really hard to make a comic book out of this video game and this cluster of a multiverse that happens when it comes to telling stories like this. And what's it goes back to my whole philosophy. I'm just not a huge fan of having a different cover artist and interior artist. I don't know if that makes me old school or just makes me dated. But one thing I am a fan of, and the only book I am actually chasing religiously these days, is this book called Martian Manhunter. And so this is supposed to be a 6-issue run, and it's been great, man. This issue 5 now. I'm actually still on issue 3. I have over here on my readings. But I think this is probably one of the best books to me in the whole DC All-In universe. I'm flipping ahead right now, and it doesn't really matter because to me it's like such an ethereal story that I think each of them standalone can work really well. So Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez, they're a killer team. They're killing it. And I wish I could get some original art from this, but I reached out to Javier and he is actually fully digital. So unfortunately, there is no original art for Martian Manhunter, which makes me sad, but it's okay. That's just part of the thing. All right, so I was out to dinner with a couple friends last week, and they went out to go watch Fantastic Four. I couldn't do it a third time, so I just said, you guys set expectations very low. Hope you like it. And they came back and they both said they loved it. So I basically just couldn't relate. I was not a huge fan of the movie. I watched it twice, meaning I saw it the first time, I was like, and then there's so much conversation surrounding it, comparing to Superman and whatnot. I had to watch it again, so I did, and I gotta say I didn't love it, man. Like if Superman was like a 9, I gave Fantastic Four like a solid 6.5, maybe 7, if I'm being gracious. So you tell me, what do you think below, Fantastic Four or Superman? But I thought James Gunn took a lot of risk. I thought he brought a fresh take to comic book movies. And I felt like Fantastic Four was great. Like cinematically, it was awesome. But man, like Pedro Pascal, I couldn't get my mind off of him and like Game of Thrones and his TV shows and whatnot, like Game of Thrones and Last of Us, and just he's in so much stuff, And so I couldn't do it. But I did tell Shaheen that I better start reading Fantastic Four because I think the root of it all is because maybe I just was never that into the first family during my comic reading days, so I was like zero nostalgia. So I saw this book and it was just the first one that came, and I think this is based on the movie, and I thought this cover was really cool. But when I first picked it up, and read it, it says, "What if Mickey and Friends became the Fantastic Four, a deluxe limited edition of the world's greatest super team?" And it says Marvel Treasury Edition. So is this a cover to another comic that they actually are using on a Fantastic Four issue? Because when I open it, it's Fantastic Four number 2, and it's based on the movie version of Fantastic Four. But yeah, I think that it's number 2 because it was on the same stack as that. And man, it really goes back to the whole like this connectivity between the cover and the interiors. Is that the right way to say it? I'm excited about this though, Deadpool Batman. And it just, yeah, man, I don't know, it wasn't it. Of course, right now Fantastic Four is out, so and in the next book you'll also see Fantastic Four in it because I did flip through it. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna see if it hooks me. I didn't read number 1, so hopefully it picks up where it left off. But I really kind of bought this for the cover because I kind of think it's pretty damn cool when Mickey and Minnie are the couple, and then Daffy is the freaking Human Torch, dude. Isn't that awesome? All right, this one I'm freaking excited to read. This one, in the last few years, there just hasn't been that many Marvel books that I fall in love with. One of the recommendations people ask me, what they should read, and I'll ask, what do you like? and they'll usually say Marvel because that's the exposure, right? And so one of the recommendations I always make is either Predator versus Wolverine or Predator versus Spider-Man, because those are freaking awesome books. And those stories are not what you expect. So I do feel like if you haven't gotten to them yet, give them a chance. But when I saw this, dude, Predator kills the Marvel Universe? Hell yeah, man. Like, this is freaking badass. So it starts with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was just like hooked. I was like, yeah, dude. And then dude gets blasted, man. Like, Star-Lord gets blasted. Everyone gets blasted. I mean, just a quick flip through. Predator kills the Marvel Universe. And dude, if you read Predator versus Wolverine, you'll understand. And does this helmet look familiar? There's a whole origin story to that. So if you recognize that helmet, you'll know what I mean when it comes to Wolverine. Basically, I'm guessing they kidnap all the folks. But one thing I saw was obviously Fantastic Four needs to be in this because the movie's out, so this is merch. And so let's see. I saw this scene and I thought it was pretty cool. Reed Richards' arm gets blown off. I don't know how that works, but the cover is badass. I was actually looking for Simone's cover, the one that was at OAX. I think he did the #1 cover for it. So, last but not least of my pickup today was this Wolverine Revenge, and it's polybagged and it's explicit content. I have no idea what's inside, so we're gonna find out. So this is gonna kick off the unboxing side of this show. I've always been curious because last Comics Pro, Marvel did announce this whole red band initiative that they're doing, and so I actually have another one from Blade, I believe, but I don't know if I ever opened it. So let's open this one. Here we go. How bad can it get? So what are they red banding here? I want to know. So let's see. Explicit content. Voila. All right. So it's pencils. Okay. Okay. So Ryan Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo. Is this new? Red Band Raw. Okay. So interesting. It's just straight Capullo pencils. Okay, so obviously I haven't read this yet. And I don't follow Capullo that closely. But wow, they literally just print. It's like an artist edition kind of thing. Okay, Magneto. Okay, so Wolverine, I guess, cut off Magneto's head, I guess. He has a helmet. Oh, that's his head, maybe. Okay. Are they on a budget or something? I don't understand. They just didn't color it. Why is this so explicit? I guess I gotta read it because maybe this wheel. I mean, gosh, I grew up reading way more explicit stuff, and this is not even colored. I thought it was gonna be all bloody and stuff. All right, I'm not understanding this whole explicit thing, and I had to throw the bag away. So, is it because I bought the black and white edition, and so it doesn't look as bloody? I would not have like red band that Marvel. I think if I was you guys, to me, just this bag was a total waste of money. I don't see it. It's so strange. So explicit content, appropriate audiences by Marvel Comics One's combos only approved for appropriate. Who are the appropriate audiences? Just people who love art, I guess. Who loves pencils, I guess. All right, folks. So yeah, we have a giveaway. So as a reminder, comment below new comic book day, and you'll win one of these books. Oh no, you'll win potentially 3 of these books. If you get drafted first, you'll win 3. The second place will win 2. And then I just love giving stuff away. Just so you guys know, my love language is gifts, and so this has actually been super fun for me. So I'm gonna get into it. So this is my first unpacking. So let me get into it now. I have no idea what the heck I'm looking at. So time to really get into the collector's Christmas and get into the Christmas spirit. All right, pack number 1. I know who this is from. So I saw this earlier. This is from my online friend, Royce, who has a major shared interest in the character. I mean, I can't even live up to his level of interest. I mean, I actually wanted to collect this character as like a key character, but then I came across his gallery on Comic Art Fans, and once I saw his gallery, I just felt so unworthy and decided to move on from the character. So I do have a few commissions, but I do have 1 published page. But this is it. This is the cover. This is actually the convention edition of Darkness. And Royce, thank you so much for helping me acquire this. I completely missed it. And so when I saw it online, I saw him post it or something. I was like, dude, you have an extra one? And he did, and Royce hooked me up. So why don't we take the time now to look at Royce's gallery. There we go. Our friend Royce Viso, he is Mr. Darkness himself. Look at the amount of original art he has when it comes to, oh wow, it's not just Darkness, he has a lot of stuff. But if you were to look at how many artists he has, it's pretty impressive, dude. Like it's deep. And so he is Mr. Darkness in my eyes. It's all darkness. And that's just the commission, right? And then he also has these published pages, volume 1, 2, 3. Dude, it's deep, man. Like when I saw this, I remember I just couldn't believe it and realized there's just no way I could be as much of a collector of Darkness as he. So since then, I think I've given up a few pages to him as well because I just didn't feel worthy. But with that said, let's unpack and see what's inside. So this was the Marks of History special promotion that he posted about. I think it's the new volume. Dude, oh wow, the texture is really nice. Of course, Mr. Matt Hawkins, who's, I believe, the president and COO over at Top Cow, and the editor as well. So plays many roles. And this is very good quality. Oh, this is also kind of like that Wolverine book. I think this should be Red Band. Look at this. Got straight up sexy time on the first page. But Ed Beans is the penciler. And is this kind of the new thing right now? Like just straight to pencils? And is it because people aren't opening the books anymore? And so they're just saying screw it, why color it if people aren't opening the books? Is that what's happening, folks? I need some education here. But this is definitely more Red Band than that. So this guy's puking out on the side. And then, yeah, man. This New Darkness is badass, but written by Silvestri. The quality on this print is freaking awesome. I need to figure out where they print this. I really like the print quality. Darkness, baby. All right. So going to unpack this. I kind of already know what's next as well. So this was something that had an outer box, and I'm kind of a things here already. I think there's these cards that came with it. So I already, you can already have an idea of what's inside. The trading cards are part of it. And the reason I got this was Mr. Will Lee. So my friend Will, we used to be club promoters. And what's funny is him, Swaggerhog, all of us actually all kind of knew each other in the scene because we went out and we were the promoters, friends of the DJs and whatnot. Mickey was the director, and then Will was always either doorman or helping with VIPs. And when we all kind of got back into this comic book nerddom, we ran into each other and we were like, dude, this is awesome. And so it's really cool that friends are in the space. So I don't know what this is, but I guess like a bonus? What the heck? This is awesome, dude. I think I got this from Scott Williams, and yeah, these kind of republished covers. So when Scott Williams offered this as a republished cover, I had to get it, man. X-Men 4. I wish he did 5. I'm not sure if he did 5 or not, but these kind of reissued chromium covers, they have really good quality. Look at this. Scott Williams. And this one too. Holy crap, dude. This is one of the best covers that Jim did as well. And then this, I don't know what this is. This is like a special bonus that he threw in. I'm not sure why. Why for me, but thank you. Thanks, Scott. Let me open this up because I'm really curious what this card is. And it's cool that he has these clear acrylic backing boards as well, because I think Will also told me to invest in these for our books, which I think is a great idea. All right, so this is I guess this is a sketch card. Mr. Scott Williams, thank you so much. This is it's like a authenticity thing. Pretty cool. Great quality, well worth it. I bought this, I don't know when this came out. Maybe Will, you could let me know, you comment below. But I got this a while back and I just got around to opening. I think it was like last year. So this may be like the farthest out one, maybe 9 months out. But got the bonus and everything. Mr. Scott Williams, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm very happy with this purchase. I'm glad I got it. Hopefully when you do another drop and do another remaster, I'll be back at it as well. It's freaking awesome, dude. All right, let's continue, folks, shall we? I am going to dig into this. I don't know where it's from, so let's find out. So hope you guys are enjoying the unpacking today. You know, going to the comic book shop and actually covering. Like I think I take it for granted because sometimes I just go to the shop, pick up what I got to pick up, and then take off. But I felt like today was just the right day to share with you how special my shop is. And as I was kind of filming and capturing what the shop is, I felt very lucky. I felt like, wow, like I actually have a really cool shop. And dude, this is like impossible to open. It's the weirdest package ever. There you go. There you go. So, yeah. Can you tell how old this box is? Because it's been a while. I have no idea what's in here. It's been so long. Oh, whoa, what the hell? Oh shit. Okay, this is really old. Oh my gosh. I think it got wet or something because this is really old. Holy crap, let me put the box away real quick. I have a story about this. So this is kind of cool. If you guys follow the channel, you know Bear Windsor Smith is my all-time favorite artist, and this cover is from Lord of Corsairs, which is based on this piece of art. Probably one of my favorite pieces of all time. Original colors to this painting was sitting right behind me. The story is in a Heroes Con this year, back in June, end of June. I went to go visit a good friend, Rob Roosh, and his father is a big Conan collector. I went earlier because I had to leave and head back to set to help them set up because Rob's very generous, great friend who invites a lot of our mutual friends to his house to host like this yearly Heroes Con comic art gathering. We were talking, and then I was talking to Bob, his father, and just talking about the stuff he was into in his collection. Then he started asking me about a few kind of Conan pieces that he was really into. And then I think Rob came up and said, "Oh, by the way, Dad, Carl has that piece that you were bidding on initially." And he was like, "Oh, you do?" And I just saw his face change, and like something about that moment, like I just knew right away that didn't really belong on this wall anymore. It actually belonged on his wall. But it was a feeling that was kind of like weird. I didn't want to be weird about it. I'm not gonna like go and like offer up stuff here and there. But I remember as I was flying home, it just, that feeling wouldn't leave my chest. So I just said, Rob and I talk all the time. So I was like, I messaged Rob, I was like, hey man, I couldn't help it, but like I felt like your dad was kind of asking me advice for those two pieces that was on auction. But I don't know if he really, like, in my head, I was kind of like, I don't know if he really liked either of them. Like, I almost felt like he was just trying to decide on two that was kind of like whatever is to him, right? Maybe for one reason or another, he just wanted to acquire something. So I basically asked Rob, like, hey, would Bob want my painting? And he was like, wait, are you sure? And then, I said, yeah, actually, I am. I'm actually trying to make space for Cap, and I was also trying to, I was just doing a lot of things, I was trying to like lighten the load over here. As you guys know, I'm not gonna elaborate on this, but the whole fire thing kind of gave me a whole reset mentality as far as this whole hobby and just stuff, and especially stuff on the wall. And so yeah, I offered the piece to Bob for way less than what I paid for the price of what he would have paid if he had won that auction. For one reason or another, it just felt right. I just felt like, it belonged on the wall. And so this is kind of a reprint. Marvel did this Treasury edition, and these pages, they smell so good right now. They're just like the oldest pages and the most purest form of classic Conan. Wow. And this is like a really good condition piece. And let me see, what year was this? I think 1974, was it? 1975. So yeah, man. There's that. So I used to have the original color. So what he did was Barry, he kept the inks. I was exchanging some emails with Barry, and he said he has the inks and he's keeping that for life. And so I loved this image. And so when it became available and someone wanted to trade me a few things for it, I did the trade because that was the next best thing, is his colors that he did that were published in the same way that Lynn Varley does for Dark Knight Returns, where if you look under these black transparency with his inks on it, it's a painting underneath. It's literally his painting with colors that they actually transcribe into the painting itself. And what's cool about it, the owner of it was Jim Steranko. So initially it went from Barry to Jim Steranko to the owner before me who won it on the auction, above Bob, and then to me, and then back to Bob who had lost it at the auction. So the provenance is awesome. To me, the way I think about it, and I think in this conversation with Dinesh, we were kind of discussing it because I was in the midst of the deal. Think about it, like Jim Steranko, he has probably his pick of the litter. He probably went to Barry's house. They probably talked about a trade or whatever else. And why would he pick that? And he picked it, I think, is because it was a masterpiece. So if you guys ever get a chance to see the piece in person, hopefully next year at Heroes Con, Rob's house, and hopefully Bob has this hung up somewhere. Definitely look at the piece in person. It's freaking a treasure. I think it's one of the best pieces, but I just don't have the nostalgia that Bob does for Conan. It was more of like a check off the box, get a Conan piece for me, and it was just really big and bulky. And to me, the weirdest thing is Captain America, the Magic card, and the Commander, I play all the time, every month at least. It just makes more sense for me to have, Captain America behind me when Bob, who has a nostalgia for this, growing up to this Conan, this on his wall, deservingly. So congratulations, Bob, and this is my kind of a reminder of what I once had, and I'm okay with that because this is pretty damn cool. So Conan the Barbarian, Treasury Edition. Alrighty, so we're off to our, I think, last unboxing. I kind of took it apart already because I didn't want to spend too much time unpacking like I did that red band. So let's see what it is. All right, another kind of oversized. Why was I buying all these oversized comics? No idea. I hope it's not the same thing, because sometimes I do that. I don't know if you guys ever do that, but sometimes I'm just in the middle of things, and yeah, sometimes I'll have two. And so, true definition of a hoarder. But let's see what we got. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Okay, I know exactly what this is. Do you know what this is? I'll bet you have no idea what this is. Because if we didn't have Mr. Terry Kavanagh joining the team, I would have never picked this up. So Terry has a show on 24/7 Comics. Definitely check it out. Mr. Terry Kavanagh, our executive editor, he has a show called Unhinged, and he invites guests, and one of the guests was Eric Larson. Leading up to it, I wanted to be on that one. I mean, it was the craziest time of my life at the time, and Magic Nate was handling some of the Unhinged shows. And so, but this one I had to be on because Mr. Eric Larson, man, he is a legend, and I grew up reading a lot of his stuff. But one of the things he talked about when I was listening to a lot of past interviews was this giant-sized Kung Fu Bible stories. So I'll get into it another day, but I literally developed a Kung Fu Bible film. And so, or at least a Kung Fu film based on a Bible story. So I actually want to just dive into this and figure out exactly what it's all about, because he didn't dive into it or anything, but I also didn't know that it was edited by Eric Larson and Bruce Timm. A lot of artists, like Arthur Adams, part of this, Jack Champion. Oh wow, this is pretty fun. So yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but this is Secret Crisis Ultimate Earth. So I don't know what this is yet, but I'm really looking forward to diving into it because it's giant-sized Kung Fu Bible stories. So I wonder if it's kind of what we were doing at the time. What's interesting was we were actually helping this pastor named Francis Chan do a music video, and in the midst of talking about what else we could do, we started talking about maybe doing some sort of show, and the show became a movie, and the movie became a script, and then we actually have a screenplay, and it became this very elaborate thing. So we spent a lot of time on it, and it looks like an anthology from what I'm seeing. If I'm not wrong, there's Mr. Art Adams. So he is really great drawing dinosaurs. So it's super fun that he contributed like pinups to this as well. So it looks like a lot of artists contributed. Mr. Art Adams again. Man, I'm about to dive into this. This looks actually really freaking cool. I think it deserves a nice flip through, if you guys don't mind. Mr. Eric Larson himself. This is definitely his art. Man, classic Larson. Yeah, I'm excited to this. And this is a little giant size. I don't know if you guys ever seen Eric's art in person before, but it's really big. He works like 18 by 24, I believe, and so even though this is giant size, it's basically a fraction of the size of how big he works. In fact, I've been wanting to collect his original art and some of these pages, and even maybe get like a full issue or two, but I'm scared because they're just they're like huge pages, so I don't know where to put them. And it looks like Art Adams contributed like a few pinups to this, so I'm gonna ask them both about this. I wonder what the story was for him to want to contribute to this. And yeah, this is cool. Oh wow, here's everyone that was involved. A deluxe limited edition by the world's greatest cartoonist. I'll have to agree with Mr. Bruce Timm, Adam Warren, Tom Scully, Ryan Otley, okay, Eric Larson, Andy Kong, and Arthur Adams. How fun! All right, so I mean, that's it, folks. That's our edition of Collector's Christmas. And you know what? We're gonna give away not my giant-sized Kung Fu Bible stories, but these books that I just picked up at the LCS today. So I am gonna be honest, I'm gonna read them first, and then I'm gonna ship them off to our next set of winners. So we have some time. So in the meantime, please comment, like, and subscribe. Pass this video to a friend, and make sure you include New Comic Book Day below for a chance to win. And please tune into our next video to see if you're a winner. So this is a behind-the-scenes look at my job as a publisher of 24/7 Comics. I actually am a collector myself, so I actually value how things are packaged, how things are delivered to me, and who is delivering to me. So one of the Kickstarters we had closed before this last one was Bladesmith Kickstarter, which included a co-creation by Kreese, Justin Kalen Chen, Linji Park, obviously with awesome colors by Will Cantana. So we had offered one of the options being a head sketch or a cover quality commission, and they all sold out like with quickness, and I think for the right reasons, because Kreese is very well known for working really hard, and I think his style is really tightened up over the last few years, and they used to call him a mini Jim Lee, but I think Kreese has gone up on his own. But as a way to kind of just thank you guys, I want to show you the time I put into packing these orders. And so I'll set up an example and show you guys kind of how I do it, and then hopefully if you ordered one of these sketches, you'll get them in hand and you'll kind of see what we're about. So typically want to not only share the items with you guys, but also show you, make sure they're taken care of, and how much we value them ourselves. At the same time, also promote some of our other creators, like Heroes Be Damned. This is an ash can that we have some left from our promotions leading up to the Kickstarter, and since we have some left, why wouldn't we benefit those who support us? And some of you guys might have it already, rather you supported the original Kickstarter for Heroes Be Damned or not. But if you have one, you have another one. You could get the sketch cover done by Kreese or someone else. Then I would typically put them in this kind of hard thing, kind of a top loader, a giant version of the head sketch, and then I would cover it with another board, and then a board that I would mount it to, and then put it into this bubble wrap so that it's nice and safe. For you guys who are tuning in timing wise, I have this limited edition business card. I'm gonna make it a collectible because there's an air printing. They actually print some new ones, but this is the leftovers from San Diego Comic-Con, which I will share. And then, of course, if you haven't done so already, I'm going to keep bugging you about putting a 24/7 comic sticker onto your luggage. So with that said, let me do some unpacking of the art. I think many of you guys have seen some of these, so I'll showcase kind of the head sketches that was received. So this one is for David W., which is a storm. Okay, this is Cap for Sakurai. This is for Ryan, Ashoka. This is a Black Cat, I'm guessing, for Paul. This is a Venom for James. Here's a Tank Girl. This is badass. I like this a lot. For Greg. This is a Punchline, who is like Joker's new girlfriend, for T, Tom. And then this is obviously our lead character, Lauren, for Wilfred. And then this is a Vulcan for James. Now, one of the tiers that we offered was a cover quality commission, which I have not even looked through myself yet, so I figured this would be a cool kind of bonus segment for us to all look at together. And then I think there's still a few head sketches that were not delivered, so we finally got these, and this will also ship out with the rest. This is Rorschach. If you guys are Sam Watchmen fans, you don't know who he is. So that's the last of the sketch. And I believe one of the cover qualities were picked up at the convention. But here's one with, obviously I think it's Batman. Cover quality. Damn. Amazing work, man. Good work, Reese. Details are amazing. Look at the bats. I mean, he went in on the bats too. That's the coolest part. Look at that. Endless bats. Bat City. There's a cover quality commission, no doubt. And then, he had the whole. You could probably put a whole lesson to drawing bats. I didn't know Batman had so many bats. Loving him. And this other one is Moon Knight and Silver Sable. I saw this. I think this is for Samuel, actually. And the last one's for Peter. So these are the cover quality commissions. So don't miss out, man, on the cover quality commissions when we offer them on Kickstarter. And comment below if you're interested. Sometimes maybe we could drop like a list for you guys on our website. And if you guys want access to more original art, let us know. But otherwise, that's it for this little bonus unboxing. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see. If you want to maybe see some original art drops on our site, let us know. If not, we won't do it. But if there's a demand and people want to be able to get some head sketches or commission spots, we could actually request to some of our artists, because many of them aren't repped. And maybe it's because they're just not as active in the convention scene, but they deliver great stuff, man. So let us know if there's an interest there. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next Collector's Christmas.
Yo, Twit07 ink on the page. Heroes and villains in an endless rage. Panels like bars, every frame a stage. Comics the gospel, we break the cage.